you. This is for all you ladies out there who like a bargain. And this is called Buy One, Get One Free, girls.
Hello, my name's Charlie and welcome to another episode of the Time Traveller Diaries. Now today we'll be doing a second part, going around to locations, lining up shots where various celebrities have stood over the years in Deal, Walmer and Kingsdown. And these will include Adamant, Michael Portillo and Prince Philip. But before we go there, I should say that some of these photographs may contain members of the public, so out of respect for their privacy, I've covered their faces. Let's get to the locations. Now here we are in Deal High Street in Deal, Kent, England, which brings us to celebrity number one, actor Andrew Havill. Andrew Havill has starred in many films over the years, including Les Miserables, The King's Speech and The Imitation Game. He's also been in TV shows such as Doctor Who and The Impressionists. And here's a photo of him standing in front of the window of this building. Notice the beams between. Now this is Deal Town Centre, and can you see that greengrocers behind me, Bartlett and White? This is where actor Gerry Anderson was once stood. Gerry has starred in many films, including Rage, which was also known as Instant Death. He starred in Full English Breakfast and A Hitman in London. Now you can see him standing in front of this greengrocers. Now here we are on Deal seafront, Deal, Kent, England. Now check out this arcade behind me. This brings us to our next celebrity, who is comedian Paul Foote. Paul Foote has starred in TV shows such as 8 out of 10 Cats, Never Mind the Buzzcocks and Would I Lie to You. This is probably the most bizarre photo of all because he is here sitting on a horse. And here we are at Deal Pier, Kent, England, which brings us on to Prince Philip. Now, Prince Philip married Queen Elizabeth II in 1947 and he passed away in 2021. He was photographed giving a speech here. Now, notice the gates in the background. In the shop, they're closed behind him, but they're open today. This is Deal Castle in Deal, Kent, England, which brings us to our next celebrity, who is actress Freema Agyeman. Freema Agyeman was David Tennant's companion in Doctor Who. She also starred in New Amsterdam and Law and Order UK. She was filming Little Dorrit here, and I'll put up a shot of the crew filming her. But there's a couple of photographs on your screen now of her, but due to the lack of detail in the background, we don't know where she was. This is Canada Road in Walmer, Kent, which brings us to former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the British Prime Minister from 1979 up until her resignation in 1990. She's been played on screen by Meryl Streep in the movie The Iron Lady. Meryl Streep won an Academy Award for her portrayal. She's photographed here paying tribute to 11 bandsmen who were killed by a terrorist bomb in 1989. We've also done a video on the Deal bombing barracks if you'd like to check it out on our channel. This is Walmer Castle in Walmer, Kent, England, which brings us to Michael Portillo. Michael Portillo was a former Conservative MP. He starred on shows such as Good Morning Britain, but he's probably best known nowadays for his travel series, including Great British Railway Journeys. Here he is, reading a book. Now here we are at the Zetland Arms in Kingsdown, Kent, England, which brings us to 1980s pop star Adamant. Adamant had hit songs such as Stand and Deliver and Prince Charming, but sadly years later he would struggle with his mental health, although nowadays he seems to be fine. Now there's a shot of him standing outside this building. We'll line that up for you now. Now this is the Zetland Arms pub in Kingsdown, Kent, England, which brings us to David Frost and Harold Wilson. David Frost was best known for conducting a series of televised interviews with former US President Richard Nixon. These interviews would be later turned into a movie called Frost Nixon, with Frost being played by actor Michael Sheen. Now, Harold Wilson was the British Prime Minister for 2 terms in the 1960s and 1970s. A lot has changed here since that photograph in the 1970s, but you can see in the background the Zetland Arms Free House, which looks roughly where that lamp is by the door. And here we are at Moretti's Cafe in Deal on the High Street, now which brings us to actor Peter Cox. Peter Cox has starred in Globo Loco, which he co-hosted with Stephen Mulhern. He also co-hosted Ministry of Mayhem with Holly Willoughby and Stephen Mulhern. He appeared in The Legend of Dick and Dom, and he's also appeared in various adverts, and here he is sitting at this very seat, and notice the table too.
Don't crack them in.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page, and we'll see you next time on the Time Traveller Diaries.